How's it going? Crypto enthusiasts, market makers, people that want to make money, like making money. Um, let's see if we can learn something today. It's been quite a while. It's been a year. I think I posted videos when we was at the bottom, Bitcoin around 20,000 or less. We caught the bottom, which, looking back, I don't think it was the hardest thing to catch. There was too many narratives out there, too many bearish people, people wanting a mega crash. Maybe mainstream media was putting that into everyone's head. People that have a lot of position size in the market need to lead the herd to the cliff's edge, trade against them, push prices higher. This is a game of, I don't know, it's like a chess game. Sometimes charting works well most of the time. The other part of the time is just a narrative. And if you can convince people, the majority of people in one direction, it's easy to play against them. You're leading the herd to the to the cliff, you know. So if we always remember that, don't get caught up on news media and whatever agenda they're pushing, because there's nefarious ways. They have an agenda behind that, and they benefit from that in one way or another, and it's usually not for the benefit of the average person out there. But if you're an average person, most people are, average investor, you want to you're wanting to make some money. Nothing wrong with that. So why? Let's just scroll back a year. Why did we think Bitcoin would be reversing here? Okay. Now we can go. This is the Bitcoin chart on a weekly chart. Every one of these little candles here represent 1 week. From this peak to this peak is about 4 years. You got 4 years to make money. Okay, again, this peak, about 4 years. We're coming up on it again. We're 2 years after the peak of 69,000, and past history shows we got 2 more years. Excuse me if you all can hear that. I have a kid above me in the upstairs stomping, running across the house. So anyways, let's get on with it here. Okay, so December 2013 to December 2017, there's 4 years. How many bars? You got 52 weeks in a in a year, times 4, it would be 208. So here's 211 bars. Pretty close, right? Let's do it again. From the same spot, maybe we scroll in a little bit more here. That might not be the exact, but yep. 200. Okay, this one here, there's almost 69,000. There's 204 bars. Pretty close. 2 weeks off, or 4 weeks off. I mean, that is pretty standard. Okay. We're going to go back again. From peak to the bottom, 50, that would be 52. So I'm on the weekly, 365 days. That didn't quite get the bottom. That one lasted a little longer. Okay, but that was saying it was a bear market, because if we go back, look how much it had went up. Yes, a bear market was coming. You know, anytime you're in an uptrend, bullish uptrend, everyone's talking about it, you know a bear market is coming. It will come. Just like in a bear market, you know, prices going down, everyone's selling. Guess what? Guess what's coming next? A bull market. Want to make money, you can't buy the top in a bull market. You got to buy the bottom at the bear market, because the move's already started. It's already passed. Anyways, 2017 bear market, 52 bars. There's a year down. Reverse went up. 69,000, 52 bars. Pretty much the bottom. That's a hell of a trade. So basically, there's no charting in this. This is very elementary stuff. You could have, back here, if you were in it here, you could have bought again, bought. You're setting, you're waiting. When's it going to go up? It eventually goes up. You just got to be patient. Okay, let's go to current time here. So we caught the bottom down here, way down here, reversed up. Okay, now it's been a year. We've had a year of up move over. In fact, we are 61 bars to the top at 49,000. And this has been an uptrend. Lows, the trend never changed. It did go sideways here, but because this was such a down, this thing just slid down, kept going down. There was a lot of bank failures, exchanges, fraud, all that stuff that normally happens in a bear market to get price down, as posted out there, happened. That helps get the price down for people that want to buy lower to ride it up again. That's all it is. So now that we've been over a year of a sustained uptrend, where does this keep going? We want to know, does it keep going up, or are we going to come down for a little bit? Okay. I'm going to use these averages, moving averages here. I'm going to give, there's 5 of them here. We got the 200, 100, 80, 50, 21. But the 2 most important ones that I believe when switching from a bear to a bull, or a bull to a bear market, is going to be your 21 and 200. I'm going to get rid of some of these so that it kind of makes it a little bit more simple to follow. Okay. Now we've got the white 21 and the yellow 200. If we scroll back, we can see what price action does in a bull trend on the 21. Weekly time frame, when we start closing candles above the 21, you're pretty much, this is, this bull run here was a parabolic. There was nothing playing against it. It was just pure hype, speculation, push the price higher. But price action stays above 21 and just retested it all the way up the uptrend. As you can see, this candle right here came down, retested it. We closed above the 21. Okay. Did it all the way up, until it broke below and closed a week below the 21. That's when things changed. This here went from 20 or 19, whatever it was, let's just say 20, went all the way to 6,000, bounced back up and up to 11,000 600. This was a sell-off, massive. That's when you know things are changing. You could ride this thing all the way up, ride it right down to here. Nothing wrong with that. Wait for the bounce. Close out at 11.6. Because if you had bought down here when it started closing above the 21, that's at 300 bucks. You bought Bitcoin for 300 and sold it for 11,700. Very awesome return. Okay. You didn't have to do anything other than just wait for this thing to break the 21 MA on a weekly. You can't be doing this on the hourly. You'll be trading. You'll never make money. In fact, you'll probably end up losing money. It has to be on a long-term time frame. You have to think investment style on the long-term time frame. You're going to sit through the most, good times, bad times, but in the end, you'll make the most. You know, it's kind of like the turtle in the hare. Turtle slow, patient, always seems to get further than what the hare does. You know, that's pretty elementary thought process, but there's a reason why that book was made. It's very simple to follow. Okay. Before we get going too much further, let's zoom in on one of these candles here so I can explain, you know, why are they green, why are they red? Okay, let's start out with this candle right here. Okay. The candle opened, here's the body, the square part, the rectangle. The body, the price action opened at the bottom of this body. It did come all the way down to the bottom of this wick, and price action went all the way to the top of the wick, but it closed at the top of the square. That means price closed higher than where it opened. Makes a green bar. Red candle, the exact opposite. Price action opened at the top. You know, it's made it all the way to the bottom of the wick, all the way to the top of the wick, but it closed lower than where price action closed lower than where it opened. That means if the price went down, it's a red bar. Okay. Red bars mean price action down, green bars price action up. Okay. This candle here, price action closed below the 21 moving average on the weekly. Broke the 21, stayed above it all the way up here, broke below it here. Next candle, same thing, even lower. This move here, even though it is higher than this move, this is what a reaction rally is from a sell-off. People still believing we're going higher. It did go higher, but it trapped a lot of people right here because it, you know, it just barely got above this. Plus, there was bearish divergence on the RSI. A lot of indicators. You had higher high but lower lows on the indicators. It didn't have the strength. This move did not have the strength of what this move. There wasn't the same buyers on this move as what there was this move. We had big buyers. You know, this one was made up of a lot of small buyers pushing price. This was made up of a few big buyers. The volume wasn't there. They market bought it, pushed it up, and you know, trapped everybody. All these people over here thinking it was over and went higher, trapped them all right here because they bought back in, rode this thing down. But what I'm pointing out is that Bitcoin has a 4-year cycle. 4 years out, we'll call the top. Notoriously, it has. It's right there on the chart. Until proven otherwise, that's what we're going to stick with. At 4 years from peak to peak, takes 1 year of bear market down, and then a rally. You know, 2017, bear market, 1 year, reaction rally. Here it is. And then we sold off again, and then bull market. Here we are now, 1 year, bear market down, you buy, and now we're going up, 15,000 to 49. what, the best thing to do, instead of sitting around waiting for the best time to buy, you're just going to have to start buying. You're going to have to buy here, 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 everywhere, and wait for this thing to go up. Now, I do not think that Bitcoin is having diminishing returns. I mean, that is clear as day. 3,000 to 69, pretty good return. Down here, $170 to 20. This is a massive multiple. 3,000 to 69. We got 23x, 2,300%. Not bad, pretty good. But it sure is hell ain't 167 to 20,000. That's like 170x. It's an insane return. It's just not, you're not going to get the same return now. We bought them to 15,000. You're not going to get 170x return. This thing would be up at what is that? Let's see. 170. 15,000 times 170. Okay, 2.5 million. No. This is not going to 2.5 million. Holy shit. This thing would be blown out of the chart. Like, this, it would not happen. Let me put this on regular scale so you can kind of see. Okay, there we are. I'm going to put a mark at $2.5 million. Oh man, what is that? That's only 160,000. Wow. As you can see, ridiculous. Not happening. Where's the price action? It's just like flat. Not happening. Not gonna get it. Okay. So every time that you sit around waiting for better opportunity to buy in, you're just getting closer to the top. And we know that Bitcoin ain't gonna have parabolic runs like it had in the beginning. It's just not. It's a diminishing returns. So that's why it is very, very important to go against the grain. Go against what media is telling you. When they're saying sell, bear market, crash, everything's imploding, sell, you should be buying. Okay, well, that time has already come and gone. Now we're a year past that point, because that point was at 15,000. Now we're up here at 40. Now what? You're going to have to dollar cost average in. Dollar cost average in. Don't be surprised if price action comes back down here. You're on a long-term time frame. You want to make money, you're going to have to do it in a long time frame. There is such a thing as quick money, but the odds are saying that you're not going to make money, because all you're worried about is right here, right now. You have to be more patient than the majority. You have to outsmart them. You got to know what game is being played against you. And this day and age, with the mentality of young generation, it really isn't all that hard, because they're getting dumber, and it's like you don't even have to play against them. They're going to screw themselves over anyways. Okay, so anyway, so let's take a very simplified view of where we're going to go, and I'm going to pull a Fibonacci retracement to the upside. Fibonacci retracement tool. Okay, this isn't a tool I made up. This is, okay, look, I can do it right here too. There is no price action. Why am I pulling it from where I'm pulling it on the chart? 69,000 down to 15,473. The price action went right to the 618. The 6.618 golden ratio, the number that every investor, chartist, person, and this is the tool, the one all be all tool. These two moving averages and this right here. If you learn these three and let time be on your side, use time to your advantage, and don't listen to fucking retards. Okay, so it went right to the 618. We went from 15,000 to 49,000 in 2 years. Bitcoin has a 4-year cycle, not a 2-year cycle. What do you think is going to happen? You know, my bet is that we're going to chop around in here and kind of flush some people out. Everyone's late here because they didn't buy here, they bought here. Those people have to learn their lesson, just like everyone else did in the beginning of their career of investing. They need to get destroyed first. There's no free lunch in making money or anything. You're going to have to put your work in, put your time in. But I'm here to tell you, if we went to the 618, that is a very good point to start reversing somehow, somewhere. How far does it go? Use these moving averages. Here's the 200. Look what we did. This is COVID. You know, broke below the 200 for the most part, closed on it. I mean, we're not far off. Fell down here. It was bought up, brought back to the 200. Off we went. Is this exactly what's going to happen again? I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get the crash like everyone's thinking. S&P is making new highs, already made new highs. Dow Jones made new highs. We got a lot of things really flying. And, you know, that who knows? It could just keep going. It could go for months like that. No reason whatsoever, just price moving. But if anything that I've ever learned from the past says that when you know in enough time, a trend will change. Enough time given, the trend will change. So we've hit the 618. Where are we going to go to? Here's the 200. It is setting at 30,700. The 21 is at $36,663. Okay. Now, if this Fibonacci retracement tool, I pulled from top to bottom to figure out the reaction move going back up to the 618. Now we're going to do it in reverse. We're going to go from the bottom to the top, because if we were expecting to move down, we didn't know where it's going to go down. The golden ratio sets at 28,271, halfway mark or 32,000. These are the buys right here. I think that even if we do wick down below the 200, it'll be short-lived. So, I mean, if it doesn't go, if it keeps on going, it does. This time is different. This bull market is different. But there's nothing showing me why it should be different. So, dollar cost average is your best bet. If it keeps going, you don't make as much as what you could have. It goes down, you can dollar cost average in longer and know that it's going to eventually come back up again. If we want to just speculate for a moment and see where price action could possibly go, I like to use the trend-based fib extension. Here's one at 382. It matches up well. Price action matched up here well. Here's the 618 at 104,000. That seems like a good number. We didn't get to that six-figure number like everyone was hoping for over here. I would say it's very likely that we could hit 100,000 this time. But, this is just something we'll just have to wait and see. I would be following these moving averages on the weekly. Right now, at current, we're above the 21. Maybe maybe it just kind of just keeps trailing and just keeps working its way up. But this channel here does not look, this isn't normal for a bull run. There is no channel on a bull run. It's just skyrocket. It just curves up like this, you know. Starts out flat and just slowly starts spooling up. This is overextended. You buy in these areas and get out of here. Yeah. So this is Bitcoin in a nutshell. What else can we go over? A lot of good things have been happening. You know, price has been moving up. I think I'm more interested in the Bitcoin miners myself. Bitcoin has diminishing returns. The Bitcoin miner stocks are a leverage play on Bitcoin. They're going to have more returns. That's what I'm focused on. I also have a couple other investments in Richard Heart tokens, which would be Pulse Chain, PulseX, and Hex. No, I did not buy Hex at 40 some cents. That would be ridiculous after it went a 1,000,000% return in a year and a half or whatever it did. I believe my Hex buy-in is basically a penny. Could have bought lower, but I needed to see something on the chart, so I've got in at a penny. If it goes up to all-time highs, that's a 5,500% return on that investment. I'd be happy with that. I do expect it to go higher, but you know, you buy low enough, you don't have to wait to the complete top. It's very volatile. PulseX, Pulse Chain, that's a new, was it a fork of something, I don't know, Uniswap or built on Ethereum. PulseX is an exchange. You can look at that. You can look that up if you want to. Those are going to massively outperform Bitcoin by a long shot. I wouldn't even buy Bitcoin, to be quite honest, because it has bull markets, bear markets. If you wanted to buy, it should have been here. You know, 4 years past, if you wanted to buy, it should have been here. Sit through all this, you could have bought at 100, you know, 33,000, whatever, and sitting at 40,000 right now. So if you wait long enough before you buy in, you're going to completely just miss. You're going to have to sit through some turbulent times. We can look at Meta, Facebook. I mean, good Lord, look at that. That is insane. I think when I started making these videos with Meta, Facebook at 130 bucks, it got above the 21. It hasn't even, it broke down below it once, right there, and closed on it. And now, 130 to $485 for 1 year. Buy the bottom. You gotta buy the crash. This thing broke below trend. This is your trend right here. Broke below. You had to have known that this thing was going to at least come back to the trend line. And it hasn't even stopped. I do have the target at $593. These fib extensions seem to be well respected. A lot of volatility at the 236, a lot of volatility at the 382. And then they just said, the hell with it, we ain't even stopping at 0.5, we're going to just go on. We just blew right through it. So this is your major target, 593. I wouldn't be selling this thing until I would be looking to get out about 550. I mean, buying down here, yeah. Don't be holding out for the extra $23 a stock. I would just take your winnings. 600 divided by 130. I don't know what that is. That 500, 480% return. Not too shabby. That outperformed Bitcoin. I mean, that's a sad day when the world's best performing asset slows down slowly. Is doing worse than what Facebook stock is. S&P, new high. Where's that crash at, guys? Yeah, I thought we was coming way down here. Not happening. Dow Jones, woohoo, look at that brand new high. Man, I'd imagine this really got some people screwed up. They just completely gonna be lost on what the hell is happening. And they are. There are people massively confused right now. Well, it is kind of confusing. The easy part should have been buying down here. And you're just on for the ride. Like, who cares? But people buying here, that is rough. I'm actually, for myself, I am out of the market. I've made some good trades in the last year, and I'm just waiting to see what it does. If it wants to keep going, then I'll make that decision when I have, some confirmation. But it is notorious for stocks to at least retrace to the 21. If we start closing below the 21, then you'd be looking at the 200. Let's go over here. We'll look at the dollar chart, see if that tells us anything. This is another one that peaked out. Here's the 200 down here. It does appear like it's trying to curl over, curve back up. From this uptrend here, it did basically retrace to the 618. Okay. I mean, the dollar is not an investable asset. This is what you cash out to. But nonetheless, it did come pretty much down to the 618. And it's flopping around here. Where could it go to? If we're saying that's the reversal, we've come to the 0.5, we broke down, we're coming back up, still under the 21. It's anyone's guess at this point. That's why I say just dollar cost average. Is it time for a 1920, the 1920 crash, where everything plummeted? Who knows? We live in far different times than what we did then. The government, the Fed, they can start printing money again, try to avoid ruining people's lives. Instead of like one quick ruin life, they'll just create a shitload of inflation so it kills you over time. So it's one or the other. We can either pull the band-aid off quick and whip down the stocks and crash them, and then start a whole new bull run, which is actually probably the best thing, because for at least the people that know how to follow a market, they know that a crash, after a big crash happens, it's usually going to reverse, and those have been notoriously the best buying opportunities of a lifetime, and you only get those every so often. Now, the other method is to just keep propping the markets up and leave you guessing. You don't know whether to get in or stay out. That's very tough, because you're not working off basically you're working in a manipulated market. It's a fabricated market, and you know the Feds, they're going to hold interest rates where they're at right now. They're not going to cut interest rates. There's what I believe fake job claims on the market, and also we got an election year, so who the hell knows? Just know that in the long run, prices will eventually be up, and you're guaranteed to have products and services cost you more tomorrow than what it did the previous day. So that's a guarantee. You're going to have the living shit taxed out of you. Gas is going to be high. Food's going to be high. Housing's going to be high. It's all going to be high, and we're playing their game. So keep some money on the side. Dollar cost average. Figure out the amount that you want to invest. Take half of it. Start dollar cost averaging in. Keep another half for any crazy crash that we might have and buy the bottom, and then just wait. That's the best advice you could possibly get. Right now Bitcoin is pretending, in my opinion, to hold the $43,000 range. I just don't see buyers in there. I mean, you couldn't be. It's going to be a bunch of little buyers, and maybe someone comes out trying to manipulate the market and push the price higher to lure in more people, and they'll just sell off the remainder of their holdings because smart people bought down here, and the people that actually move the market, that have the most money, they are not buying here, they are selling here. If they're any amount of a decent investor, trader, they are not buying here. They are making sure to keep everyone lured in and dump on their ass, just like they did up here. Bring them in and shit on them. You're going to have to do what they do. Think about how they do it. They don't buy tops and sell bottoms. They buy bottoms and sell tops, and they lure unsuspecting investors in and shit on them. So, I mean, I'm not telling you to shit on people, but you do have a right to be more intelligent about your investment ideas. So, we're on the daily, same thing. So it's following the 21 for the most part, but I prefer to look at the weekly. It cuts out a lot of noise. It takes longer. They're going to set around and sideways chop. It's very annoying. But, imagine if you had bought 20,000 and it fell down here and then watched it to go to 69, and then you look back and go, what the hell? How come I didn't make any money? Well, look at what you did. You bought the top, you sold the bottom, and then watched it go make a new top. And if you did the exact same thing again, you're even further behind. You've lost money. You're backwards. So you're gonna have to do it the right way, which is buy bottoms, sell tops. I believe we are currently at a top in the short term. Don't let time make you lose focus about what your plan is. Your plan is to buy sell-offs, and I believe we're going to get that. So you're just going to have to wait, keep an eye on it. When it's at the bottom, buy, and when it goes to the top, sell. Voila. The easiest recipe ever. It's just you're going to have to keep your eye on the prize and be patient. So anyways, we'll see what happens here next few weeks. We're in February now, March. I can't imagine. I don't know how the quarters of the year work on usually, I think usually around these times of the year, there should be a lot of volatility. End of the year, there's always, good times in the market. So I wouldn't be surprised if we chop around in here a lot. End of the year, we're going to be sitting around 60 some thousand. So plenty of time to buy. And on something, it could be Bitcoin, it could be stocks, it could be altcoins. Just, be careful who you listen to. And remember what I said. Be smart about it. Be patient. Your time is coming. Anyways, but appreciate it, guys. Hope to be talking to you all soon.